All right, so I'm going to make a video on how to connect our phone to our control hub. So I have a control hub over here. Hopefully I don't drop it. Have our control hub here. I have our battery. These are the three things that we're going to need. And basically what we want to do here, our goal is to identify, like, well, when you have this actually connected into your robot, each one of these different ports here, these little plugins here, will have a different motor attached. And so what we need to do is identify like which one of these motors are which. We're going to give them a name in our phone, say like this is right front, this is right back, left front, right back. We're going to give them a name through our phone, and then we're going to use that name inside of our coding. So the very first thing we need to do is power on our hub. So if we get our battery and we plug these together, red to red, black to black, get it started. One thing you'll notice, as soon as you plug it in, this light should turn blue. We're going to wait. It's going to kind of blink a little bit. It's going to eventually turn green, and that's when we know it will be ready eventually at some point. We're going to connect to this, and hopefully showing up in there as being, looks to me like it's kind of showing up to be a different color, but that's okay. We're going to wait for that to be blue. In the meantime, while this thing loads, I'm going to get on my phone real fast, and what I'm going to need to do, see, just turn green, great. What I'm going to need to do is open this up. I'm going to go for my Wi-Fi. Hopefully I can keep this up a little bit higher. And I'll make sure the Wi-Fi is on. And I've relabeled all these. You can see on here. Hopefully it shows up pretty well. If we look at this top one, it's not showing up super great. Maybe showing up better on your end than mine. But it should be labeled like Rev Hub and then whatever the name on the control hub is. So we're going to connect to Rev Hub C. The password is left by default, and it should remain defaulted to password. So PASS, all, or WORD, all lowercase. Okay, and so we'll connect into there. So this thing, this control hub is acting like a router. It's sending out a Wi-Fi signal. It's allowing us to connect into there. And we will connect to this thing wirelessly using both our phone and then later our computer. So here we're going to go into, we have Rev Hub in there. We're going to open up the driver station, which is probably the only app on the phone. And then in here, we need to go through and we are going to configure, like this is where we'll do some driving stuff later on. But to begin with, the very first thing we need to do with our phone is configure our robot. So we're going to go down to configure robot. We're going to click on this. Already, this is going to check what configurations are already loaded on here, and we can add some new ones. I don't know if you can see super well on there. That's a little bit better, I guess. You can see those are a couple of these that have already been written on here. We're going to make a new configuration, so we'll click this top right button. Okay. We'll need to go into Control Hub. We'll give it a name. So I'm going to call this, you can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it C Robot. And Control Hub. And then in here, we need to go through, we can set up a whole bunch of things in here. For right now, like we have motors, servos, digital devices, analog devices. That's all relating to the different stuff that we can plug into here. Like these are all servos, and then we have some sensors we can plug in on the other side over here. But for now, we're just dealing with the motors. So what it's asking us to do here, and again, hopefully this will show up well. I'm not so convinced it'll show up well on the screen, but you can at least kind of see where I'm doing it, especially if you're on your own phone or on the provided phone anyways. If we go into motors, and basically this is all the different ports, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can find the number down here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you need to go through there and just based on the ports, we are going to give each thing a name. Before we do that, we need to identify what type of motor is on there. So if we click on this, it's going to give us a whole drop-down list full of these to choose from. So I just went and magically a motor appeared. What we're going to need to do is go through and select this on here. Our jacket, you can see on this motor here, it's at 5202 series motor. So that's what we're going to select on here. If we happen to change this in the future, we'll obviously have to change this. But down here, the second option is 5202. And then I want to give this a name. And the name that I give it depends on which motor is plugged into here. It could be low, like left front back, probably not left front back, but like left front motor or something, or just left front. You can give it any name you want as long as it's a little bit descriptive about what you're trying to do. So I might do like just kind of making things up here. I'll say like this is left front. Okay. And actually, maybe we should have a common convention because I'm going to use this when I do the coding. We'll also use the same kind of convention. So I'm going to say like left front. I'm going to say, I'll just pretend like this is right front. I don't know what it might be something different on you, on your, not grunt. We'll do like, anyways. And so we'll have to go through and label all the motors like this. Let's see if we can do that. And yeah, so we'll have to go through and label all of these motors. And then once we have them named, we can use that in our code, and that'll be part of the next video.